When we go through our daily lives, many of us feel as though we are mere observers of the world around us. We witness the events of our life, we process our thoughts, and we watch the circumstances unfold, sometimes feeling disconnected from the actions we take or the outcomes they bring. The idea of being an observer is comforting because it gives us a sense of detachment. We tell ourselves, I am not responsible for this. I'm just watching it happen. But here's the truth. This is an illusion. This feeling of being a passive observer is not the reality of our existence. You are not the observer. You are the observed. The world, your experiences, your interactions, and even your thoughts are all a reflection of who you are. You do not simply watch life unfold. You participate in it, and you are shaped by it, just as you shape it. This revelation may challenge your understanding of reality, but it is the first step toward a profound shift in your perception of life. In this video, we will explore this transformative idea and explain how you can begin to embrace the power of being the observed, not just the observer. The mind and perception. Where observing begins, at the core of our perception lies the mind. It's the mind that observes the world, processes information, and forms judgments based on sensory data. We often believe that we are separate from what we observe, but the truth is, our perception is never neutral. Consider this. The very act of perceiving involves actively shaping the reality you experience. Imagine you're walking through a park and you see a tree. Your mind doesn't simply see the tree, it interprets it. It brings in your previous experiences, beliefs, emotions, and biases, all of which influence how you perceive that tree. One person might see a beautiful, majestic tree, while another might see a reminder of a negative experience. You are not merely observing the world, you are actively creating it through your interpretation. This brings us to an important question. If the mind shapes how we observe the world, does it mean that the world you perceive is, in part, a creation of your own consciousness? The answer is yes. You don't simply observe life. You are involved in the active creation of your experience. Quantum mechanics and the observer effect. Let's turn to quantum mechanics for a moment, as this field provides profound insights into the idea of observation. The observer effect in quantum physics tells us that the act of observation influences the very behavior of particles. In the famous double-slit experiment, when particles are observed, they behave like particles. When they are unobserved, they behave like waves. This means that observation doesn't simply capture reality, it changes it. What does this mean for you in your daily life? It means that when you observe the world, you are not simply watching it from the outside. Your awareness, your consciousness, has a direct impact on the reality you experience. This shifts the idea of being an observer into something much more dynamic and powerful. You are not just a passive viewer of life, you are an active participant, co-creating your reality with every thought, feeling, and action. This is a transformative realization. The more aware you become of your consciousness and how it shapes your reality, the more control you have over your life. The role of consciousness in perception. What does it mean to have consciousness? At its core, consciousness is not just about being aware. It is about being aware of being aware. It's the part of you that perceives and experiences everything. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people think of consciousness as something that is separate from the world. We often think of ourselves as the observer of life. However, consciousness is not separate from the world. It is an intrinsic part of it. This idea is deeply rooted in the philosophy of non-duality, which suggests that there is no real separation between the observer and the observed. You are not separate from the world you experience. The world you observe is actually a reflection of your consciousness. It's like looking into a mirror. What you see in the mirror is not separate from you. It is a reflection of you. When you start to understand that you are not simply observing the world, but are a vital part of it, you realize that your thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions are shaping the reality around you. This realization gives you immense power, because you are not just watching life unfold, you are actively participating in it. The mirror of reality, reflections of the self. Imagine looking into a mirror. What do you see? Your reflection, right? But let's take this metaphor a step further. The world around you is also a mirror, reflecting your inner state. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create the lens through which you perceive the world, and therefore, the world reflects back to you the nature of your consciousness. This is why two people can observe the same event and have entirely different experiences. The event doesn't change. What changes is their perception of it. One person may see an opportunity in a difficult situation, while another sees only hardship. The difference lies in the internal state of the observer. The reality that you experience is a direct reflection of your inner world. If you realize that the world is a mirror reflecting your inner state, you start to understand that you are not separate from the world around you. Your perceptions, your thoughts, your energy, all shape the reality you encounter. The power of beliefs in shaping perception. Our beliefs are one of the most powerful forces shaping the way we experience reality. Beliefs are like filters through which we view the world. These beliefs can be conscious or unconscious, but they shape everything from the way we interpret events to the way we interact with others. For example, if you believe that people are generally kind and trustworthy, you will likely interpret the actions of others through that lens. However, if you believe that people are generally selfish or untrustworthy, your experiences will likely align with that belief. The world doesn't change, your perception of it does. This is why changing your beliefs is one of the most powerful ways to transform your reality. When you change the way you think and believe about yourself, the world, and others, you shift the entire experience of your life. The key takeaway here is that your perception is not neutral. It is shaped by your internal beliefs, which means you have the power to reshape your reality by changing your beliefs. Energy and vibration, the frequency you tune into everything in the universe, including you, operates at a specific frequency. Thoughts, emotions, and physical matter all vibrate at certain rates. This is the realm of energy. Everything you experience is energy, and the energy you emit directly influences the energy you attract. When you raise your vibration, you begin to attract higher frequency experiences. This is why practices like meditation, gratitude, and mindfulness are so powerful. They help you align your energy with the frequency of what you desire. By raising your vibration, you're not just passively observing the world, you're actively shifting the energy around you, and by doing so, you're transforming your reality. So, when you realize that you are the observed, you also realize that your energy is not only shaping your internal world, but it is also influencing the world around you. You are actively participating in the energetic exchange of life. The illusion of control, letting go of the observer. Identity. For many of us, the idea of being the observer gives us a false sense of control. We think that by observing life, we can manage it, manipulate it, and make it conform to our desires. But in truth, this sense of control is an illusion. The more we try to control life, the more we resist the natural flow of it. When you embrace the idea that you are the observed, you release the need for control. Instead of trying to force life to be a certain way, you learn to surrender to the flow of life, trusting that you are a part of something larger than yourself. This is not about giving up. It's about allowing life to unfold naturally, knowing that your inner state and energy will attract the right experiences. The illusion of control keeps us trapped in a cycle of resistance. When we let go of this illusion, we can step into a more peaceful, accepting relationship with the world around us. Integration of the mind, body, and spirit, the truest form of observation. The mind, body, and spirit are not separate entities. They are one integrated system. When we begin to understand that we are the observed, we recognize that every aspect of ourselves is a part of the experience of life. The thoughts in your mind, the sensations in your body, and the energy of your spirit are all interconnected, shaping the reality you experience. When you embrace this integration, you realize that you are not just observing life, you are living it, breathing it, and embodying it every moment. The true observation is not passive. It is active participation in the unfolding of existence. You are a dynamic part of life, and life is a dynamic part of you. The transformative power of being the observed. Now that we've explored the deeper implications of being the observed, let's talk about the transformative power of this realization. When you truly understand that you are not the observer, but the observed, you stop feeling like a passive bystander. You stop seeing yourself as separate from the world around you. You realize that you are actively co-creating your reality with your thoughts, beliefs, energies, and actions. This shift in perspective is empowering. It means that you are not at the mercy of circumstances. You can begin to shape your reality consciously, in alignment with your true desires and highest self. The key is to be mindful of your internal state, your thoughts, your energy, and your beliefs, and to consciously align them with the reality you want to create. When you embrace this power, life becomes a beautiful, dynamic dance between you and the world around you. You are no longer just an observer. You are an active participant in the creation of your life. As we come to the end of this exploration, I want to leave you with one final thought. Life is not something you simply observe. You are not a passive bystander in your own existence. You are the observed, actively participating in the creation of your reality. Embrace this realization and watch as it transforms your life. You have the power to change the narrative of your existence. It starts with changing your perception, letting go of the observer identity, and understanding that you are a vital part of the universe's unfolding story. You are not just watching life happen, you are living it. And in doing so, you have the power to shape it.